Hi, thanks for joining this web tutorial on Foundation Maps for Media Funding, a new data mapping tool for funders, media makers, researchers, and journalists. I'm Sarah Armour-Jones, project lead on the map, and I'm going to show you some of the map features and run through how to do a search based on subject area and geography. Foundation Maps for Media Funding was created by Foundation Center in collaboration with media impact funders. It shows the scope of philanthropically supported media worldwide since 2009. It shows who's funding what, where, why, and by how much. It shows gaps in funding, overlaps in funding, networks and data, trends, and much, much more. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to switch over to screen share so that we can show the map in action. To access the map, go to the Media Impact Funders website, mediaimpactfunders.org. Scroll down until you see a button on the home page titled Explore the Map. Clicking that will take you to the map's welcome screen. The default screen you see here is a global view of organizations that have received media grants since 2009. The numbers in these 4 boxes show you the big picture based on your search terms. Since we're looking at the world, the numbers reflect the scope of funding to global organizations across all subjects since 2009. You can search the map by funders and recipients. To change what type of organization you're searching for, go to Showing Grants By. Foundations are shown in blue, and recipients are shown in orange. Let's go across the top to see some of the other features and search tools. Location allows you to search by geography, including country, region, state, and city. Subject area is where you search by grant subject. You can type it if you know it. For example, I'll start typing film, and it will auto-populate with film and video. You can also explore all the subjects and their sub-areas by selecting Browse All Subjects. You can choose entire subject areas or choose subsets by clicking on this arrow and selecting a more specific search term. Finally, you can see all the definitions for the subjects here. More filters up here and advanced search on the left do the same thing. They allow you to search by organization type, population served, support strategy, grant amount, year, and much more. You can also search by keyword. For example, you might want to find media that focuses on human rights or the environment, so you would type your keyword into this section. Also, at the very top of the map, there are links to learn about the map and the data and how it's collected, as well as frequently asked questions. You can also contact us by email with questions or suggestions and learn about e-reporting. E-reporting to Foundation Center is as easy as emailing an Excel spreadsheet of your organization's grants info. And the benefit is that the information in this map is up to date and accurately reflects the full story of your grant making. Now let's take a look at some of the ways to view the data. Map shows you the location of foundation and recipient organizations. Remember that orange is recipient and foundation is blue. In the map, you can click on a bubble for a summary view of the data, and you can get more details by selecting foundations, recipients, or grants. I'll click on grants and we'll get a list of media grants from US funders, starting with the largest. Let me go ahead and close that out. List lets you view and sort foundation, recipient, and grants data in table form. In the Foundations tab, you can click on a foundation name to get a profile of that funder, including financial data, their grants information based on your search terms, and how their funding is spread across the main subject areas. In the Recipients tab, you can see information for organizations that have received funding, including brief profile information. And in the Grants tab, you can see a sortable list of grants from largest to smallest. If I click on Detail, I can get more information about a specific grant, including the amount, the year that it was awarded, the subject, and the grant description. Also, we just added social sharing to the site. You can share the page that you're on via LinkedIn, Twitter, email, and Facebook, and we really encourage sharing. Charts allows you to see trend lines for funding amounts and number of grants, compare funding levels for different subjects, and display your search results in several formats. Trends are interactive. You can hover over a line to see grant information for that year. You can also click on highlighted text to get a list of the grants. Bar charts allows you to compare funding based on subject area, and note that it's both by dollar and number of grants. Windrows lets you see subjects in a pie chart. You can see the data by subject, population, or support strategy. You can see it based on a different scale, logarithmic and linear. You can look at grants by dollars or by the number of grants. You can also see how funding levels change over time. Let me show you how that works. To do that, go to the year and click All. You'll see a little video play button appear inside the circle. Click on that, and you'll see how funding shifts over time. Note that funder data for 2015 and 2016 is not complete, so the chart shows really reduced funding levels in those more recent years. Constellations is a fantastic feature. It generates a network view of the funding universe based on your search parameters. I'm going to zoom in so it's a little bit easier to see. And you can also drag these bubbles around to spread out names to make it easier to look at. Hover your cursor over a bubble to see a funder or recipient organization's name, or click on a bubble for more information about it, including total funding, recipients, and grants. You can click on a curved line to get information about grants between two organizations. You can also click on this tabular feature here. It gives you a sortable list about organizations based on their centrality to the network. Finally, the Networks tab here shows groupings of funders and recipients based on their giving trends. So that's the overview. Let's do a couple of quick searches to show the map in action. Let's say you're a US funder and you want to increase or start funding in investigative journalism, and you want to know who the major players are and learn about the funders and key grantees in the field. I'll start in the constellations view. That will give me a sense of the funding landscape, how organizations are connected, and which ones are the most important to the work I'm interested in. I can get grant detail from there. So we'll go to Show by Foundations. Then in Location, I'll type USA. In Subject, I'll type Investigative Journalism. So let's zoom in again to make it easier to look at. In this view, we can see the major funders supporting investigative journalism, from the Ford Foundation to the Knight Foundation, Foundation to Promote Open Society, the MacArthur Foundation, and we can also look at who the key recipients are. Remember that the larger the circle, the larger the player. So in this case, the Center for Public Integrity, ProPublica, and the Center for Investigative Reporting are the largest players in investigative work. You can see who the funders are by clicking on a circle and going to the Foundations link. So here are the funders to ProPublica in support of investigative journalism. You'll always see your search parameters up at the top, so you're sure that you're looking at the right information. And remember, you can also download this screen. Let's move on to a different search. I'll clear all the filters to make sure we're starting from scratch, and I'm going to return to the map view. If you're a regional funder in the Midwest, or you're looking to collaborate with foundations on a cross-state project in the Midwest, you might want to know which funders are active in this area. Let's say you also make grants in the range of $100,000 to $300,000, and you want to find funders who make grants in similar sizes. In Show By, we'll choose Recipients. Then in Location, we'll type Midwest. In More Filters, we'll type the grant amount range, 100,000 to 300,000. You can explore it in map view or check it out in a different view. So let's go over to List. Once again, your search parameters are always shown at the top. So we're looking at Midwestern recipients who get grants between $100,000 and $300,000. So here we have a list of the grants, but maybe we want to see who the funders are who are supporting these organizations in the Midwest. We'll click on the Foundation tab, and this will give us information on funders who might be partners or be able to share insights with you as you develop your grant strategy for making media-related grants in the Midwest. That's it for now. Thanks so much for checking out this tutorial on Foundation Maps for Media Funding. Please feel free to share the link and the map with your colleagues. And of course, if you have questions or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. You can email us by clicking the Contact Us link at the top of the map. Thanks again.